Hello everybody and welcome, I am Kaboom, and today we're gonna see if we can beat the game Pokemon FireRed 898 version with only a Sigilyph? I hope I'm saying that right. Or it's Sigilyph, one of the two. Either way, this is a single stage Pokemon, and design-wise, I think it's really unique. There were definitely a lot of real-world, some cultural, maybe some religious influences on this thing, but overall it actually made for a really interesting design. It's a psychic flying type, giving us a pretty wide variety of weaknesses, and if you take a look at our stats, our defensive qualities are not great. Our physical attack is pretty lackluster, and our HP is alright. But with a decent speed and special attack, my hope is that we'll be able to just go ahead, outspeed, and one-shot most things that we go against. From a moves perspective, I think that it has a pretty decent variety of moves that it gets access to due to the dual typing, and some of them are pretty powerful, some of them are also inaccurate. Some of them are Psywave. We have the Wonder Skin ability, making things like Sand Attack and Screech more likely to miss. Given the fact that the rival always has a Pidgeot in the back, I'm more than okay with this, because that just means that we won't have to reset every time sand gets in our eyes. At the end of the day, given how poor both defenses are, it doesn't matter too much which one I give the rival, as long as it isn't Venusaur, since we would do super effective damage against it. And also, it's been a while since we've actually seen a Blastoise, so I figured why not. For the beginning lab rival battle, it goes pretty quickly, and while we're knocking out the beginning game stuff, if you haven't watched this channel before, I did want to go ahead and take a chance to explain this particular version of the game, because it's a little bit harder than the regular vanilla version. A little bit more healing, more swapping between Pokemon, and all around just a slightly better experience. This is the version that we'll use for any Gen 4 and onward Pokemon, though I have noticed this particular game has a big issue trying to bring Generation 7 Pokemon into the game for some reason. If there's a particular ROM that you use for Generation 7, or just in general, that you would like me to play a challenge run with, let me know in the comments below. Alright, so for the beginning of the game, we're going to go ahead and make our way over to the optional rival fight, mostly because I just want that extra experience before fighting Brock. At this level, Psywave does decent enough damage, but Gus takes it to red with a crit, and then another Gus takes it down. After that, we put Squirtle to sleep and just start gusting. It misses Tail Whip, we take it to red, it misses again, and then we just take it down. After this, we'll go ahead and make our way through the forest, and I gotta admit, after that challenge run from a month or two where all I had was Psywave to start the beginning of the game, I'm glad I have another attacking move. Psywave, for those who don't know, is a game of chance. You either roll high on your dice or really low. Now normally, just like you do with Magnitude, you think that you would get in the middle somewhere most of the time. But I swear, just like in regular D&D, I hit the nat 1 a lot more than I hit the nat 20. But hey, we're through the forest now, and now we can see how things go against Brock. We have Psywave, and while it isn't the most useful thing, it should at least carry us through this fight, but I could absolutely be wrong. Hey, so it turns out I was wrong. We could do some damage to the Geodude, since he only knows Tackle and Defense Curl, so our Psywave goes through any defense buffs, but for some reason, he just ends up switching as we get it into the yellow, and from there, Onix is able to take us out with Rock Tomb. Let me go ahead and get a few levels in the forest and I'll try again. Now, I will say, just for future levels, I will use rare candies, but at these early levels, I do try to get those just through grinding. I want to make sure that I get the most value and stat experience out of training. Once everything is maxed out, that's usually when I go ahead and just swap over to the rare candies. A few levels later, and we put Geodude to sleep with Hypnosis right away, then immediately go on the offensive. We do get an early wake up, but we have plenty of HP now when it's time for Onix. We repeat the process, putting it to sleep as well, and with Psywave, we actually do a decent chunk of damage to take it into the yellow. It keeps on snoozing, so that we just take it down, and that wins us the battle, grabbing us the first badge. Now that we have some travel ahead, it's time for me to remind you to hit the like and subscribe button. We're working on watch hours, and we'll likely start doing some reaction content, because your boy needs the watch hours, and honestly, there is a lot of stuff that I have not watched. I might do a reaction on the final episode of My Hero Academia, because that's coming up soon. if you want to hang out outside of the YouTube verse, we have a Discord. Make sure to click the link below, and we also have on this channel memberships now. If you want to become a member, I'll take a random number generator and give you a Pokemon. It'll either be really cool, or you'll get Stunfisk. And I apologize. Or maybe you're just extra cool with that. I don't know. Now that that's all out of the way, we're getting ourselves into Cerulean, and with that, we have a couple options that are available to us. We could either try Misty, or we could try the Rival. Given the fact that we don't have anything crazy strong against Misty, we'll go ahead and try to fight the Rival. The extra levels in the route above can at least help us in tanking some hits. Not that we'll tank much with that special defense stat, but I'm choosing to look at the positives. The Rival starts off with Pidgeotto, and we open with Gust as we get hit with Quick Attack. We get hit again, then swap to Psywave, taking it to half. We do manage to take it down and only have 15 HP to our name. 17 after a level up. But now, we have Psybeam. As Abra comes out, Gust takes it to half, but it can't attack. He uses Teleport, and that sends out Rattata, who hits with Quick Attack, and we Psybeam it with one shot. He sends the injured Abra back out. It goes down. Squirtle's his last Pokemon, and we hit it, confuse it, but it breaks through the confusion and knocks us out. Let me just finish off this level with the wild Pokemon, and then start this fight with Psybeam. Yeah, that makes this fight 10 times easier. We can get through most of his team, and by the time the Squirtle comes back out, we have double the HP that we had in the last fight. This time, Water Gun doesn't crit us, so we're able to take it down, and that lets us go ahead and head to the route to the north. So with that being the case, we'll go ahead, clear out the route above, and then we'll try Misty. Truthfully, I'm not sure this is going to go our way, but the good news is, if not, we can go to the ship below and keep grabbing some levels if absolutely needed. Misty first sends out Staryu, and we open with Psybeam, since it won't resist that. We take it below half, and Water Pulse connects, but no confusion. Misty heals up, and we take it back to yellow, then knock it out. Starmie is next, and we swap over to Air Cutter, but it does outspeed and hit pretty hard. We don't do as much as I'd hope. Water Pulse connects. We miss. And we go down. God, the beginning of this game is rough. The next attempt goes about the same, except we crit Staryu, and despite getting confused off Water Pulse, we put Starmie to sleep. From there, we're able to chip away at it with some Air Cutters, getting a crit on our third one, which takes it down to win the battle. This was definitely very much luck-based victory, but I'm gonna take it. Now with the ship, we go ahead, we fight through a couple of the trainers to grab the items that we need. As much as I know that we've been struggling, and I do think that we're still gonna continue that with Surge, I want to try to get past this at a low of level as possible. If for some reason we can't beat Surge, we can go ahead and take on the trainers to the right, act like we're going to go into the Dark Cave. There's plenty of trainers that way. And if for some reason we still can't win after getting those levels, we can always come back to this fight a little bit later. But let's go ahead, we'll try that rival fight first. Maybe we won't even get past this, who knows. Pidgeotto is first, and Quick Attack connects as we use Psybeam, taking it into the yellow. Another Quick Attack connects, and then we take it down. Raticate is next, and we Psybeam it into the red as it uses Focus Energy and then goes down with an overkill critical hit. Wartortle is his next Pokemon, and Air Cutter does some decent damage as Bite connects. We swap over to Psybeam, and that's enough to take it out with another crit. Kadabra comes out, and Air Cutter connects, taking it into the yellow as it misses Disable, and then we take it down to win us the battle. Alright, it's time to take on the man, the myth, the kaiju monster of a legend, Lieutenant Surge. Surge first starts off with Voltorb, and we open up with Light Screen, trying to protect ourselves a little bit. We swap over to Psybeam, taking it to yellow as Screech misses. Surge heals, then 2 turns later it goes down. Pikachu comes out next and hits with Quick Attack as we use Psybeam to take it out in one shot. As Raichu comes out, it begins setting up Double Team, and we start missing every attack we send at it. We do manage to land one hit, and it keeps setting up. A few turns later, though, it's on the offensive, and since we have that pesky flying type on our side, we just go down. The next attempt, the beginning of the battle is about the same, but by the time we get to Raichu, we actually just end up confusing it, and it smacks itself twice, so it doesn't get to set up nearly as much, so we're actually able to take it down with plenty of HP to spare. Not the cleanest battle, but I am going to go ahead and take it. Now we have some travel ahead and only one decent upgrade to our moveset. The upgrade is getting Psychic. In this particular version of the Game Corner TM prizes are gone. So with that being said, there isn't a lot of options that we have for move upgrades. The good news is, though, we do have two things that are super effective against Erica, so let's go ahead and see how things go against her. Erica first sends out Victory Bell, and we open with Air Cutter, taking it into the red as it lands a Stun Spore. She sends out Tangela, and we Psybeam it for a simple one-shot. Victory Bell's out and healed as we stay paralyzed. Erica switches over to Vileplume, and we one-shot it. Then she sends the Victory Bell back out. We stay paralyzed, but we do end up taking it to the yellow next turn. As it Giga Drains, we stay paralyzed again, but then go down. And then I'm just going to go ahead and play the footage here because somehow the second attempt actually goes even worse. I also just now realized as I'm recording this, I could have absolutely equipped Psychic at this time, and I don't really know why I didn't. The third attempt, though. The third attempt is where Victory Bell actually misses its Stun Spore, so because of that, we absolutely just wreck her team. Let's go ahead, we'll fight Giovanni, then fight the rival at the tower before doing our usual mid-game review. Giovanni first starts off with Onyx, and we use Psybeam, taking it to red as Smackdown connects for solid damage before we take it down. Rhyhorn is next, and we Psybeam it again, taking it down. Kangaskhan is his last Pokemon, we Psybeam it, confuse it, it smacks itself, and then another Psybeam takes it to red, and it's just kind enough to slap itself again, so we're able to take it down. Alright, let's go fight the rival. Pidgeotto is out first, and we get hit with a quick attack as we fire back with the critical hit Psychic, knocking it out. Wartortle is next, and we continue with Psychic, taking it to red. Bite connects, and then we can take it down. Growlithe is a one-shot with Psychic, then both the Kadabra and the Execute are each a one-shot with Air Cutter, winning us a pretty quick battle. Now that we're halfway through the game, we can talk a little bit about how Sigilyph is doing, and honestly, it's not bad, but it's definitely not as good as some of the Pokemon that we've been using in the past few weeks. Honestly, more often than not, it needs multiple attempts to be able to win. If it doesn't one-shot or get really good luck with Hypnosis and some of the more difficult fights, it just ends up going down. It's gonna be rough, I think. As we get into the back half of the game, as long as Koga doesn't survive a hit, we should be fine. As for the rest of the game, I think the biggest issue is going to be Blaine. He can hit hard physically or specially, and given how frail we are on both sides of that, if he outspeeds us, we'll probably go down. Beyond that, I think we'll be fine, since Giovanni can't land an Earthquake against us. I know that he does have some rock moves, but ground is more of his specialty anyway. If you can't tell, I tend to write this script as I go along through the game, so even I'm not 100% sure how things are going to end just yet. With that being said, though, and through the Safari Zone, let's go ahead and fight Koga. The Coughing is an easy one-shot, and then when Muck comes out, we're doing solid damage, but we end up getting hit with Toxic. After that, it's a heal up or two, since that's letting the Toxic... After that, it's a heal up or two, and that's just letting the toxic damage begin to ramp up a little bit. We do end up making it all the way to the Weezing, and we take it down in one shot. We take it to red, and we go down. Yeah, okay. So, this does take a few attempts, and the easiest way to make this happen is by Hypnosis landing on the Muck. With that, we can actually take it down and not be poisoned, and then the second Coughing ends up going down. When it's time for the Weezing to come out, we take it to red, and finally get poisoned at this time by Koga. But since he's used his healing items, we're able to take it down, winning us the gym badge. This did take about a dozen, maybe 13 attempts. The issue is that even though Toxic isn't 100% accurate, it somehow is when Koga uses it against me. So we can go to Saffron, and we do have a couple options that are available. We can either try to fight the rival, or we can go around and defeat all the trainers. I want to go ahead and at least attempt the rival fight first. Worst case scenario, we can take out the different trainers. That's probably what we're going to have to do, but we'll see what happens. Pidgeot is first, and we use Psychic, taking it to a bit below half and lower its special. It does use Agility, then hits a Twister before it goes down. Growlithe is next, and we Psychic it, taking it to red as it uses Agility, then hits us with Flamethrower before going down. Alakazam is next, and this one is gonna be a problem, because our physical attack is not great, and it has a high special. It takes a while, but we do manage to knock it out. With Blastoise, we thankfully land a Hypnosis, then spend the next 3 turns wailing on it, and Reflect wears off. Execute is his last Pokemon, and we end up taking it down, winning us the battle. Alright, let's heal up and then go ahead and put a stop to the crime happening in the city. Nidorino's first, and a Psychic Blast takes it out. Rhyhorn is next, and we one-shot it as well. When Kangaskhan comes out, we take it to a little below half as Mega Punch does some decent-ish damage. Then it goes down. Nidoqueen is his last Pokemon, and we Psychic it into the red as it only uses a Poison Sting, so we just take it down. Now that that's all out of the way, we do go ahead and do a quick sweep of the tower. There are a few vitamins, a PP up and whatnot, that I want to make sure we grab while we're there. The lack of healing moves and our HP stat, I just want to be as bulky as humanly possible. So let's go ahead, head off to Sabrina. In this particular version, she actually tends to attack a little more often, so this could be bad. I don't remember how often, but we'll see what happens. Sabrina starts off with Kadabra, and our physical attack is so frail that even with Air Slash, we only take it to about half. It begins setting up Calm Mind, and we take it to red. As Sabrina heals, we set up Light Screen, and it sets up Reflect, so that it does take a while, but we do take it down. Unfortunately, we have to then take a Future Sight. Mr. Mime doesn't do a whole lot, so it goes down, and then Alakazam actually is kind enough to let us smack it a few times before it's deciding that it's done playing with us and just takes us out in one shot. We do try this a couple times, and ultimately it's just not going anywhere. Our physical attack is so weak, so what we'll do is we'll go to Cinnabar Island instead. There'll be some trainers that we can fight there, so what we'll do is we'll clear them out, and then we'll actually just go ahead and try Blaine while we're there. Blaine starts with Growlithe, and we take it to red, and it misses Fire Blast, so we're able to take it down without taking any damage. With Arcanine, we do about a third, as it hits Fire Blast, so we make it take a nap, then take it to red, and we can knock it out. Ponyta's next, and we take it into the yellow. It misses its Fire Blast, and then we can take it down. Last up is Rapidash. We take it below half. It takes us down to 15 HP, and you can actually see me hesitate between the two moves of attempting Sleep before hoping that we don't have any kind of speed tie, using Psychic, and knocking it out. This did take 2 attempts, but after some of the other gym battles, I'm not going to complain. Now, because we don't have any other choice, we'll head back to Sabrina, and I'm hoping with a few levels under our belt, things will be a little bit easier. If we still can't win, there's about 10 trainers, I think, that we can take out in her gym. I don't want to have to do that because I really just don't like going through the teleportation pads, but if we gotta, we gotta. Kadabra now goes to red with Air Slash and sets up Future Sight as Sabrina heals up a few times before we tank the Future Sight, then knock it out. Mr. Mime is next. We take it to half with Air Slash, then we knock it out. Alakazam is once again a bit of an issue, and we do put it to sleep, so Sabrina wastes a heal turn. Then we Air Cutter it for a crit to take it down. Now we get a move that will likely save us a lot in the future. Cosmic Power, raising both our defense and special defense. Then, last up is Venomoth, and an Air Slash takes it down to win the badge. We have one more gym badge, so let's go ahead and wrap that up. Rhyhorn is up first, and we open with Psychic, taking it out in just one shot. There's another Rhyhorn after that also goes down. Then, Dugtrio's out. We can one-shot it as well because, I mean, have you looked at its other stats? Nidoqueen comes out. We take it to red with Psychic, and it body slams us. Giovanni heals up, but next time we get a high roll on the damage, taking it out. After that, Nidoking is out, has a worse special defense, so we're able to take it down to win us the battle and get us the final badge. So with that, we'll go ahead, we'll fight the rival, and then on the way to the Elite Four, we can kind of talk about each member specifically. Pidgeot is up first, so we open with Hypnosis, and we miss as it hits an Air Slash. Then, he swaps out to Blastoise as we use another Hypnosis and put it to sleep. Now we do have to tank a few hits in the meantime while we set up as many cosmic powers as we possibly can. After that we go on the offensive, taking it to not quite half, then taking it to yellow. It does wake up and hit a water gun, but then we can just take it down. Rhyhorn is next and Psychic hits to take it down. Then Pidgeot comes back out. We take it to half as Wing Attack connects. It hits a quick attack, then it goes down. Growlithe is almost a one-shot, sets up agility before hitting a Flame Wheel, then getting knocked out. The Problem Child Alakazam is out, and it begins setting up Calm Mind, and it does take us all the way to 12 HP before we take it out. Last up is Execute, and we do one-shot it to nab us a very narrow victory. Alright, that was a lot closer than I would have liked it to be, but now we're on the way to the Elite Four. As we get into the Elite Four, I know that Lorelei is going to be an absolute menace to go against. Ice Beam, and depending on the Hypnosis landing to be able to set up, is going to be rough. Beyond that, I think Bruno will be pretty easy aside from the two Onix and Agatha. Probably a one-shot sweep. Then you have Lance, and I could see Lance being able to take us out pretty easily. For the final rival, as long as we can set up against Pidgeot, I think we'll be okay with that battle as well. So for the sake of time and editing, we're going to skip ahead. I'm sure it's no surprise that we're absolutely getting demolished by Lorelei. Even at level 70, we're still getting some pretty bad attempts, but finally, we get an attempt where we put Dugong to sleep and get multiple turns of sleep that actually allows us to set up. We can take it to almost half, and Lorelei spends some turns healing before we finally take it down. With Slowbro, we take it to around half as it hits us with Ice Beam and we take it down. Then, Jinx comes out, we take it to yellow as it puts us to sleep, but thankfully we wake up after a few turns to knock it out. Lapras then hits us with Confuse Ray as we take it to around half after it gets a first turn wake up. We can take it to 26 HP before we take it down, and then with Cloyster we manage to not smack ourselves, that was huge, and that lets us take it down. Now, let's go into Bruno and cross our fingers. Onix is first, and we take it to red as Sturdy activates and Bruno heals. We do use an Air Slash to break that. Bruno heals again, but then we just take it down. Hitmonchan uses a Mach Punch, and we critical hit a Psychic to take it down. The next Onix is out, we Air Slash it, taking it to yellow, then we knock it out with Psychic. Machamp is next, so we take it down in one shot. Then, his last Mon is Hitmonlee, and we can Psychic it for a clean one shot as well. After the struggle that was Lorelei, I'm very happy that this did not take us 35 attempts like she did. We'll head over to Agatha and see how things go from there. And just like I thought, we're basically able to go ahead and one-shot sweep through her entire team. Partly due to the level, partly due to the type advantage, also in part just due to the fact that our special attack is not that bad. Alright. One more Elite Four member and 2 more battles to go till we get this run finished. Let's go ahead, take on Lance, and see how things go. Lance first sends out Gyarados, and we put it to sleep, then set up Cosmic Powers, and then miss a lot of Hypnosises and get taken out. Sadly, the next attempts don't go any better. On a very lucky attempt, we do make it all the way to Dragonite, but the fact that we're paralyzed lets him take us out. After about a dozen attempts, we get one, where we put Gyarados to sleep long enough to set up, put it to sleep again, and then take it down after a full set of Cosmic Powers. Then, Aerodactyl comes out, we take it into the yellow, and Lance just wastes a boatload of turns healing before we get a crit to take it out. After that, the Dragonair goes down to a single Psychic, and thankfully, the second one misses its Thunder Wave, so we take it down. Then, it's out to Dragonite, we take it to almost half as we tank a Hyper Beam, take it to red as it recharges, and then we take it out to win the battle. One more battle to go, and as you can tell, I'm very sleepy. We open with Hypnosis against Pidgeot and set up some Cosmic Powers, then put it to sleep a few more times as we keep setting up. Then we swap over to Psychic, take it to yellow, then the rival spends a lot of turns healing before we take it out. Rhydon is next, we take it to red, lowering its special, and we take it out, only suffering a Scary Face in the meantime. Arcanine is next, and we get hit with Extreme Speed as we take it below half. Now, this is funny, the Quick Claw activates, but because it used Extreme Speed, it still moves first, doing a bit more damage, then we take it out. Blastoise comes out and Hydro Pump hits as we use Psychic, then we miss an Air Slash. Quick Claw activates again to let us move first to take it down, but our HP is getting low. Alakazam isn't doing much, and we're thankfully doing a little bit more that it's able to recover. So after a few turns, we're able to take it out. Then, finally, it's out to Exeggutor, and we hit an Air Slash, taking it down to win the battle and the run. Alright everyone, I hope that you enjoyed that run with a Pokemon that honestly doesn't really get the spotlight all that much. This was definitely a little bit harder of a run than I would have thought, but I still had a good time with it. Also, as always, a big thank you to the members of the channel. Hoping to see that number start to grow a little bit here and there. We're going to keep plugging away at watch hours and whatnot, but I hope that you all have a great Thanksgiving. Not 100% sure what I have planned next week because I have a game open on the screen that I cannot tab out of, or at least I did at the time. Next week, we're going to do an Applin run because hot apple pie on Thanksgiving is great. There's your surprise for the end of the video. In the meantime, though, if you liked the video, even if you didn't like the video, hit that like and subscribe button because it does help me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out.